Right, we have Professor Yukteshwar with us at the moment, joining us live on the broadcast. Professor, what's your first take? It's not very surprising, many would say, currently, what the exit poll projections are stating.
Yeah, my first take would be that Modi ji in India shouted and called for Ab ki baar 400 par. And I think the BJP activists in Uttar Pradesh and other places did not hear him loud and clear. It was the labor activists and councillors. They heard him loud and clear. And it is this time it seems that Labour will go ahead and they will get more than 420 seats maybe. Although the exit poll says 410, but my prediction is even 420, 25.
It's no surprise, it's no well-kept secret that Britain has been mired in a cost of living crisis. Real wages have flatlined for a decade now. Prices have spiraled for utilities and food, and this seems to be really hurting the working class. In retrospect, do you think the Tories have done much to help this cost of living crisis?
Well, of course. I am a Conservative Party member, and I am Deputy Chairman of the Conservative Party locally. So you may say that my views might be biased, but the fact of the matter is that from 2010 to now, in last 14 years, things have improved. The inflation was 11% during COVID times, which has come down to less than 2% now. Rishi Sunak did very, very well. But the problem has been integrity, honesty. And that has been the main problem because Boris Johnson, when he was the Prime Minister on 13th of December 2 years ago, he said in the Prime Minister, in the Westminster that no party and the Partygate thing, which was happening in his house and his office. And that was a lie. That was a canard, C-A-N-A-R-D, as I was always say, bald truth. And that is what has led the party to this stage, which is really painful. But that's the fact. One has to accept this. So it is not that the economy has not gone up. In fact, Britain, among the top G7, G8 countries, G7 now, our economic growth rate is higher than France, Germany, USA, Canada, all the major economies. Per capita income is obviously very, very high compared to even those countries. It is the lies, the integrity, the honesty, and then, of course, there is a Julius Caesar in the whole drama with Nigel Farage, who has taken away quite a lot of Tories' vote and support. For example, Lee Anderson, who was in our party earlier, he defected and he has won. He is the first.
I sincerely apologize, Professor Kumar. I'd just like to inform our viewers that Keir Starmer, the chief of the Labour Party, has indeed won his seat, Holborn and St Pancras. That's who is predicted to be the next Prime Minister of the UK. Keir Starmer has now won his seat of Holborn and St Pancras. Right, Professor Kumar, in terms of the legacy that the Conservatives have left over the past 14 years, they've governed for 14 long years. What would you say? Would you say, actually, that you are proud of the Tory legacy in the past 14 years?
Well, I'll be untruthful, and it will be not very right for me to say that we'll be extremely proud of our legacy, for that matter. Because, as I said, honesty, integrity, all these are very important tenets in politics, and that was compromised. Yes, as far as economy is concerned, Britain was the first country during COVID times that we started huge vaccination programs. When furlough scheme, for example, F-U-R-L-O-U-G-H,
yes, we are aware.
That was very, very successful by the current Prime Minister, who was Chancellor at that time. And I might say that even after that, Rishi Sunak might even lose his own seat. The Chancellor, for the first time in British history, the Chancellor of Britain, which is like Finance Minister, he's going to lose his seat. So it will be not right to say for me that we are very, very proud of what we did in 14 years. But the fact is also that any political party in the UK has won 5 times consecutively. So Tories or Conservative, as we say, we won in 2010, 15, 17, 19, 4 elections. And now the 5th election. It has never happened. But it is also very, very surprising that the Tories will get so less seats. But Tories are themselves to be blamed. And obviously, as I said, the Julius Caesar in the picture,
Right.
Nigel Farage, who has taken away quite a chunk of votes from Tory base voters, fundamental voters, our fundamental supporters. In last 1 month, I have been to more than 9,000 door knocking, with serious business secretary earlier, who used to be the cabinet member, Sir Jacob Rees-Mogg, and even he is going to lose his seat in 1 hour time. I know that because
in fact, Sir Jacob Rees-Mogg has actually come out and said that it was a mistake to give Rishi Sunak the top position because, in a sense, that the British public has been cheated because they had voted Boris Johnson to lead them.
I agree with everything with him, but not on this matter. Boris Johnson lied in the parliament. At that time, it was very, very clear that Boris could not continue. So I respect him quite a lot. I am in his team and I work alongside him. But I don't support, frankly, that Boris Johnson should have continued. That was wrong. Boris Johnson should not. It was such a simple thing because British Parliament and people, they don't like dishonest people. I have seen so many people, when I go and door knock, meet people, they say, when my father, my grandmother, they were dying and we were not allowed to meet them, say final goodbye. At that time, you guys were partying in the office and then you lied in the parliament. That is what Jacob is obviously has been always supportive of Boris Johnson. I respect for that, but I don't quite agree with him on this point.
Right. In fact, the Labour says that they are interested in a renewed strategic partnership with India. Where do you see, under Keir Starmer's leadership, where do you see India-UK relations headed?
Well, I hope that India and UK relations, as we know, India and UK, they have $100 billion US dollar bilateral trade. But I hope that UK MPs, they would, more Labour MPs, they will not support some kind of, stealthily, Khalistani propaganda in this in India and elsewhere, because some of their MPs in the past, I know for sure that they have been raising this issue, even in Westminster, and that will be a major headache for India, to be honest, because trade relation, obviously, Labour Party or any party would like to have a very good trade relation with India. Sensex, in last 5 days, it has moved on from 75,000 to 80,000 now.
Right.
So obviously India is growing. So trade is not a problem. The problem is Khalistan issue. And a couple of years ago, Keir Starmer wanted to meet senior Indian politicians, including the High Commissioner, who is a very good friend of mine.
I must also mention at this stage, interesting that you brought this up, that Keir Starmer has actually publicly declared himself to be an atheist, which will be a first for the UK if he is actually indeed chosen as the Prime Minister of the country. He has openly declared himself to be an atheist Prime Minister. Interesting to see, but not very shocking in a country that actually about 17-18% tick the no religion box. But do go on. Yes, please carry on, Professor Kumar.
Yeah, so yes. In this country, not only 17-18%, in fact, more than 48% of British people, they openly say we do not have any religion, so they are atheists.
This is as per official statistics.
Yeah. So yes, Hindus are less than 1.4 to 5%. Muslims are about 5-6%. So, I mean, anyway, in most of the Western countries, people do not really believe in religion as much as in India, Pakistan, or South Asian countries. Even in China, people do not. Quite a lot of people do not believe in religion, but that's their faith and belief. We should not worry so much about that. The fact of the matter is, what next? What will be good for India? I am not very sure, to be honest, because
Right.